Hello, church. So here's our devotional for Wednesday, December 3rd. And today we step into a new portion of our book of Psalms. They are called Songs of Ascents, or a Song of Ascents, because it's described to each one of them. Uh, Jane, the ways that Mays is approaching it. And so these are for Psalms 120 to 134. Maze is going to do an introductory time for the whole section. My plan is to break that up into a few different portions and connect it with some of those Psalms, including what we'll be starting with in Psalm 120 today. 120 is a fairly brief Psalm, so we'll have a couple pieces that we want to cover. But here we go, and hope you enjoy our Song of Ascents. Psalms 120 to 134 all bear the superscription, a song of ascents. Ascents, Ascents. This identification of these 15 Psalms distinguishes them as a collection within the book of Psalms. The existence of the group as an apparent collection raises a question about its character and purpose. Do the Psalms contain common features that unify the group? Are there signs of a meaningful arrangement in their order? Do they, as a group, combine to serve some religious purpose? And does the superscription offer any guidance for their interpretation? The most likely and widely held theory about the superscription is that ascents refers to the journeys made by pilgrims to the three annual festivals observed in Jerusalem. The verb go up, ascend is used to speak of the journey to Jerusalem in one of these Psalms, and that's 122 and verse 4, and elsewhere in the Old and New Testament. The Psalms on this theory are a collection for use by pilgrims, either in their journey or in processionals during a festival. Commentary on Psalm 120, which he entitles, I Am for Peace. Psalm 120 is the first in the collection of Songs of Ascents. On first reading, it seems an unlikely selection to serve as an introduction of the collection, a strange and difficult little poem. But the declaration, I am for peace, uses the theme that is repeated in the following songs in the collection. This connection is an important clue to the role of the psalm and its meaning. The designation of the psalm as a pilgrim's song provides a context for its interpretation. It is a poignant expression of pilgrims' pain over the world from which they come. Pause there. Think pilgrim coming out of that world of experience into God's order. It puts that world in sharpest contrast to the peace they desire and seek in coming to Zion. The distress that forms the background of the pilgrimage is featured in all three parts of the psalm. The first part, verses 1 to 2, recalls that distress drove the pilgrim to pray. It could be endured and surmounted only by dependence on the Lord. In part 2, verses 3 to 4, the curse turned into a rhetorical question. The curse turned into a rhetorical question, reflects the depth of the pain caused by the distress. I'm missing the third part there, sorry. For those who there we go. The third part of the psalm, verses 5 to 7, describes the distress as a sojourn among people who hate peace and love war. And from NRSV, a song of ascents. In my distress I cried to the Lord that he may answer me. Deliver me, O Lord, from lying lips, from a deceitful tongue. What shall be given to you, and what more shall be done to you, you deceitful tongue, a warrior's sharp arrows with glowing coals of the broom tree? Woe is me, that I am an alien in Meshech, that I must live among the tents of Kedar. Too long have I had my dwelling among those who hate peace. I am for peace, but when I speak, they are for war. And from Peterson, which he entitled. So sometimes, while Peterson does not use the Selah that we sometimes encounter in the Psalms, he does sometimes do ascriptions, and the ascriptions for these he uses a pilgrim song. I'm in trouble. I cry to God, desperate for an answer. Deliver me from the liars, God. They smile so sweetly, but lie through their teeth. Do you know what's next? Can you see what's coming? All you barefaced liars, pointed arrows and burning coals will be your reward. I've doomed to live in Meshach, cursed with a home in Kedar. My whole life lived camping among quarreling neighbors. I'm all for peace, but the minute I tell them so, they go to war. All right, so that's it for Psalm 120. You're going to find 121 very likely familiar tomorrow, and we'll continue our exploration of the Songs of Ascents. Have a great day. We'll see you later. Bye bye.